Given the way those first couple of years have gone on the WNBA, Caitlin may be glad to be playing a non-contact sport here.
If you ever needed clear proof that the WNBA has completely mishandled Caitlin Clark, the LPGA just handed it over like a gift. When Caitlin arrived at the Annika Pro-Am, what she received wasn't just applause, it felt like a breath of fresh air. The entire environment, from players and organizers to commentators, and the fans stretched along the fairways, delivered some of the most overwhelmingly positive Caitlin Clark coverage you'll ever witness. No drama, no hostility, no awkward tension, just pure respect, genuine excitement, and real appreciation. And here's the wild part. None of this should be viewed as special treatment. This is exactly how the WNBA should be treating the generational star who is responsible for more than half of the league's viewership and a huge portion of its revenue spikes. But you don't even have to take my word for it. Just watch the clips. The contrast is harsh and honestly humiliating for the WNBA. I've also got some new updates later in this video that every Caitlin Clark fan is going to love. But first, let's set the scene. Caitlin returned to the Annika Pro-Am for the second straight year, and golf legend Annika Sorenstam was understandably thrilled about it.
Caitlin Clark playing in your Pro-Am for the second year in a row. What is the value of her presence in your tournament?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. Yes, Damon, you're right. I mean, she had so much to the tournament. I really didn't know what to expect last year. I mean, obviously, she's talk of the town and you know, such a superstar in a lot of ways. And, you know, she added just, you know, so much, you know, excitement to the tournament. We had a lot of people come out. They were standing on the first tee at 7 a.m. waiting for her to see that, you know, the first shot. But just her engagement with the fan and just, you know, being so relatable. And I don't know, she loves the game of golf, and so glad that she wanted to come back because, you know, it brings more people to the game, brings more people to the tournament. And that's really what we're looking for.
Annika isn't exaggerating when she talks about Caitlin drawing more people to the course. If anything, she's downplaying it. Last year, ticket sales didn't just rise, they exploded, jumping to 13 times the previous year's numbers. That's not a boost, that's a shockwave, and that's only scratching the surface. There were 395 television segments that mentioned Caitlin Clark and the Annika event, an unbelievable crossover moment for an LPGA tournament. And on Pro-Am Day alone, X absolutely detonated. Nearly 2,700 posts focused on Caitlin's appearance, generating more than 18 million impressions in just one day, and it kept going. The tournament's Instagram views shot up 591% compared to the year before. Website traffic surged 121%. Every metric, tickets, television mentions, engagement, social buzz, blasted into orbit the moment Caitlin stepped onto the course. And here's the key. Anyone with common sense can see this is incredible for the sport of golf. Annika knows it. She welcomes it. She fully understands what a superstar like Caitlin Clark can do for an entire sport.
We just didn't really know what to expect last year, and I think the response was very positive. So now we're trying to make sure that everybody gets a piece of it, but also that she can enjoy it and feel like she's having a good time. But it's just opening up to more people to see her and get a chance to get her autographs. We have so many young girls out there on that Wednesday just wanting to sign, you know, an autograph, whether they brought a, you know, basketball or a hat or something. It was just nice to see a new demographic enter the golf course.
Notice how Annika talks about Caitlin pulling an entirely new demographic into the sport. Fans who would never think about attending a women's Pro-Am. Fans who aren't typical golf watchers. Fans who suddenly care simply because Caitlin is involved. And pay attention to what she didn't say. She didn't try to make it about herself. She didn't say, well, they're here to see me too. No ego, no insecurity, just an honest acknowledgement of reality. It's almost like Annika understands something the WNBA still can't seem to grasp. Caitlin grows the game. And when she grows the game, everyone benefits. Here's the cool part. This year, Caitlin didn't come alone. She brought Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull as her caddies, wearing fever-inspired caddy bibs. This is textbook fan base expansion. Yes, the crowd is there for Caitlin, that's obvious. But those same fans now get introduced to Sophie and Lexi, interact with them, and suddenly they're following 3 Fever players instead of 1. This isn't complicated. Support Caitlin, and Caitlin's fans will support you. Now let's shift to the tournament itself. Caitlin held her own this year, not drilling anyone in the crowd and dropping some legitimately smooth putts, including this beauty right here.
Get up there.
Fans were literally lined up waiting for her at the tee, and something LPGA players are absolutely not used to seeing at a Pro-Am. But did the players complain? Not at all. They understood exactly what was happening. Caitlin was bringing new energy, new attention, and new fans directly into their sport.
Two of the biggest sports stars in the world, yourself and Caitlin Clark. Describe this atmosphere.
It's crazy. I mean, that first tee was something out of a book almost, but it's so fun. It's cool to see how many people she brings together to another sport, and it's fun to hang out with her. She's super cool. You know, we saw each other actually last week at an outing, I mean, it's nice to be alongside greats. I mean, even her teammates are super fun, so it's been a blast so far.
That's Nelly Korda, the 2024 LPGA Player of the Year and one of the best female golfers on earth, a legitimate superstar in her field. She could easily be jealous. She could look at the crowd and think, why are they cheering for Caitlin instead of me? She could treat it like competition, but she didn't. She was grateful. She was impressed. She recognized that more fans, more cameras, and more excitement lifts everyone in the LPGA. The concept is so simple, and just for fun, compare Nelly's reaction to what we've seen from certain WNBA players when Caitlin draws more fans into their arenas. Where Nelly celebrates the growth, that WNBA player resents it.
The Mystics generally play at Care First Arena, which only holds 4,200 people, so it kind of makes sense that they would move it. But after the game, in the post-game presser, Shakira Austin made her feelings known when she told the press, "I'm hoping we can get some real support from our own fans and what we have building up. We had MVP chants for Asia a couple of games ago, which I understand, which is weird that she understands that, but okay. But it's like, we're in DC, so support us. So I'm hoping Baltimore can be an arena where we consistently play in to get those fans. But if they're not gonna cheer for us, then I don't wanna play here." She also said, if fans were here to support us and it felt like a home game, I wouldn't mind coming out here to Baltimore, basically. But if they're gonna be wishy-washy, then keep it in DC.
That's Nelly Korda, the 2024 LPGA Player of the Year and one of the best female golfers on earth, a legitimate superstar in her field. She could easily be jealous. She could look at the crowd and think, why are they cheering for Caitlin instead of me? She could treat it like competition, but she didn't. She was grateful. She was impressed. She recognized that more fans, more cameras, and more excitement lifts everyone in the LPGA. The concept is so simple. And just for fun, compare Nelly's reaction to what we've seen from certain WNBA players when Caitlin draws more fans into their arenas. Where Nelly celebrates the growth, that WNBA player resents it.
You've covered a lot of sports. Have you seen anything that you would equate this Caitlin Clark phenomenon with, either in men's sports or in women's sports previously? Someone who just has this kind of rising tide that's lifting a lot of boats around her.
Yeah, I think I touched on it briefly earlier. I think it truly is, and I'm not just saying this because we're on the Golf Channel. It truly is Tiger Woods, because I'm old enough now that I was young when Tiger was just starting and got to see what a cultural shift it was. As I said earlier, it started as just golf fans, right? And then he started to win tournaments and it became, okay, just sports fans were tuning in. And then at a certain point, it just got to be, it is a Sunday and Tiger Woods is playing golf and the world is stopping because we all have to watch what might happen.
Caitlin Clark is the Tiger Woods of women's basketball. It's the perfect comparison. Tiger pulled millions of new fans into golf. People who would never watch a tournament suddenly rearrange their Sundays just to see him play. Caitlin is doing the exact same thing. Sports fans who normally ignore the WNBA, fans who wouldn't go to a game even if the beer was free, are now actively seeking out Caitlin Clark games, buying tickets, watching nationally televised broadcasts. And this isn't speculation. We've already seen the evidence. When Caitlin plays, ratings explode to record-breaking levels. When she doesn't, they drop by more than 50% almost immediately.
I do have so many people coming up to me who have never cared about any sport, let alone basketball before, who are watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark, because she is that phenomenon.
For some reason, all of this is perfectly acceptable to say on a golf broadcast. But the moment you flip over to ESPN, everything gets twisted. They work overtime, trying to convince you the WNBA is growing independently of Caitlin, using 2025 numbers compared to 2023 while conveniently skipping 2024, the year Caitlin shattered every record in sight. It's selective, it's misleading, and fans aren't dumb. Meanwhile, the LPGA didn't dodge a single thing. They fully embraced Caitlin's impact and made it a defining part of the event's identity.